Well, it's October 8th, and this is part 2 of 4 of Kelly Gallagher's Write Like This. Book review for English, whatever this is, 319, that's the one. Anyway, chapters 3 and 4 comprise the second quarter of the book, pretty much just examples of different styles of writing. So I'm going to talk about those a little bit, a couple other things in there, a couple of really good ones. Quick overview, he's divided this book into ways to teach real writing and tips for helping the teacher, the best writer in the room, transmit and model those tips for the students. So again, he's broken these down into things that he calls real writing experience. Chapter 3 is about informing and explaining writing. So that's, for him, things like canceling a insurance account, or writing to, what does he say, a house sitter, giving instructions for staying in the house, or recommendation letters for people. These are informational and explanational pieces of writing. So going in, obviously this is an important one. You need to be able to clearly explain something and inform other people about things in your writing. He particularly links it to job hunting. You need to explain yourself and inform someone else about yourself in order to get the job that you're looking for. A couple of cool writing exercises with this. Unwritten Rules is actually based on Sherman Alexie's Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. The unwritten and official rules of fighting is where it comes from there, but have the students write the official and the unofficial and unwritten rules of baseball, of soccer, of the lunchroom. So you're explaining what's going on to inform someone else who might not know, based on a particular group that you're a part of, a particular area of expertise of yours. Other good ones sprinkled throughout here: college writing, write about the perfect student, the perfect dog, the perfect doctor. Take this item that you're familiar with and inform the rest of us and explain to us what makes the perfect example of that. Another really cool one in there is the I was a witness exercise, which is almost a personal narrative idea, talking about something that you personally witnessed. Obviously with some of these you have to be careful. You'll get students writing about things that are pretty heavy duty, pretty personal. Gotta watch those. But I was a witness can be a very powerful one. It's you relating something that happened to you in an informational and explanational, again, tone. So just getting in your mind, learning how to relay information in that style. That pretty much covers chapter 3. Chapter 4 is about evaluating and judging. This is the next, what do you call it, the next style of writing, the next niche of writing for the real world that he talks about. Basically this is compare and contrast. So he advises that you start out by having them do a product comparison. Guitars, war films, computers, cars, different things. Make a graph, graph it out. What's best in the different categories, and then see at the bottom what does it look like. And then move that over into a piece of writing. Quote here, he talks a little bit about drafting. Again, with the teacher writing in front of the students being an important thing, it is important for them also to see how I take that first draft and move it into revision. It's modeling revision, taking a rough draft, moving it to a better place. That's critical if our students are going to sharpen their writing skills. Many of my students come to me with a I wrote it once, I'm done mentality. It takes many modeling sessions before they start to move past this attitude. So the idea that the teacher needs to be the one showing the kids, I didn't write this and it was perfect, I had to write it again, and then I had to try it again, and then it was getting there, so I tried it one more time, I reworked something about it, and then it was getting there. It's important, I might add, keeping going here with the quote, that this stage of revision not be confused with editing. Our goal in the second draft is to improve the stuff of the paper. So worry about correct comma placement and other mechanical issues later. So literally he's talking about content here, not even mechanics or grammar so much, but what is in your paper and how you're explaining it, how you're evaluating it and judging it in this instance. That's what we're concentrating on. You need to be working on your drafts, improving them several times to work on your content. So starting with comparison of products, he tries to help the students move from just product comparison to, say, character comparison or setting comparison in a story. Uses an example of characters from Animal Farm, George Orwell's Animal Farm, that his students went through and made a graph of good or bad or brave or foolish or intelligent for several of the different animals to compare and contrast, basically, to figure out who they thought was a good character versus a bad character. Powerful, weak, brave, silly. It provides a metric for you to look at things. And then the idea is to move them from that and push that forward into a writing exercise. So, number of different things you can look at here, evaluating television commercials to evaluating YouTube videos. Has some nice tips actually for evaluating the usability, shall we say, of a website, which I found very interesting. They gotta be helpful for me. They're maybe a little bit simplistic, but that would be a good thing to tell kids who are going to run right to Wikipedia when you tell them to look something up. So that's about chapters 3 and 4. See you later.